Hello, Kat and Gaynor. I want to reiterate this thing about emotions that I keep going on and on and on and on about it. And how after 4 years now of this, I still am surprised and delighted by what happens when I really come to myself and I really feel what's arising and how everything's energy and things can actually shift right in front of your eyes when you feel those emotions. And you know, it is a skill that we've mastered as humans not to feel them. We'll do everything in our power not to. And even me, after all this time, when I still cry most days, but those more intense ones. So yesterday, after I spoke with Gaynor, something, I don't know what it was later on, I can't even remember what started it and why it arose, but I found intense emotions arising. These days I'm grateful when something triggers that. I still haven't mastered being able to completely sit back and just witness it when it's that intense. I still find myself in the consciousness of the emotion. So I found myself not wanting to be alive and feeling the real deep sadness and having had enough. And that's not the truth. That's the emotion that's arising, and have enough sense to realize that while it's happening now. But so I allowed it all to come up, allowed it all to come through, allowed myself to feel it. It's not pleasant. It's not pleasant. But if you can do this every time, that very thing that you were working towards will shift when you perceive it's not going to. And I woke up this morning to another client signing up without me even trying. They'd already paid and they were ready to work with me, and I didn't even try. And it's funny because I was saying to Gaynor yesterday, Kat, that I don't want to be that person that's promoting on Facebook. I don't want to be that person that's saying, oh, I had a 30k month this month, and having to keep showing up, doing my marketing, doing my advertising. I was actually saying that to her yesterday in the session. And I woke up this morning, a client had paid, signed up and was ready to go. And all I did was feel the emotions that were arising in me. And I have got so many. I'd have to really look back and really think this through. I should maybe start writing it down. I have got so many examples of when this happens. So that very thing that you really want, that very change that, you know, it's not quite happening, you feel like it's never going to happen, that shift in your life, for me, always shifts and changes and redirects when I've allowed these really horrible, so to speak, and intense emotions to arise in me and felt them with love and gone to them with love. So by the time I went to bed last night, I wasn't feeling that. I was feeling love, because they'd arisen and come through by then. So I just wanted to come on and say that if I was to just offer one piece of advice and nothing else, it would be like, if my whole program was one thing, which there's so many things, but the one thing that I perceive is the biggest thing that helped me change everything, it's that. Just purely and simply that. Looking at reality and where things are and feeling how that feels and allowing those feelings to arise. Just not trying to escape, not trying to pretend things are any different, just being with it and feeling it. To me, that's been the most valuable thing that I've learned and experienced through the years. Like, I can fully see, I'm so fortunate now to be living in a home where I'm watching things playing out in front of my eyes and watching other people, and I can fully see and absolutely swear by that more gets done, more is accomplished when I work 80% on my internal landscape and 20% in the physical doing. Life shifts and evolves at a rapid rate, and if I was to go back to the doing, nothing gets accomplished hardly, and 80% of that time is wasted. So for me, if I was to be running a large organisation just now, I would be encouraging my employees to go through some kind of program where we would be working with them on that internal landscape. And I wouldn't work I can feel stuff arising in me as I say this, but I honestly don't think each person would need to work more than 2-3 hours a day, and we would accomplish far more than most organisations where people are working 7-14 hours a day. I'm watching a scenario play out in front of me where people are working into the middle of the night, and I can honestly say it's all a waste of time. It's not a waste of time in that what they're doing is amazing, but what they're doing is going to be useless if it's not even going to make the slightest bit of difference or be of any use until they've sorted out in here. So that was longer than I expected, and if you've got any questions, ask me. It's the internal landscape. What I would really love from the two of you is, for me, I am trying to, I did say this to Gaynor yesterday, I'm trying to work out what order to deliver things in that's a logical order, because I've got so much. Maybe when I put my automated course together, it'd be really, really lovely to send you my initial videos and get any feedback, and for the two of you to go through that would be really, really lovely, if you feel to. So anyway, I love you both, I genuinely do, and I'll see you tomorrow, Kat, and I'll see you next week as well, including Gaynor. Bye bye.